From Anshe Sfard Bethel Emeth Congregation, it's time to take 10 minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein.
Welcome to our discussion of Parashat Pinchas. During this time of year, during the 3 weeks period between Shiva Asar Tammuz, the fast of Tammuz, the fast that commemorates the destruction of the walls of Jerusalem, until Tisha B'Av, which commemorates the destruction of the actual Holy Temple, the actual Beis HaMikdash itself, we're thinking a lot about Yerushalayim. If we ask ourselves, what is Yerushalayim? Well, we know that Yerushalayim is a place where we can eat our sacrifices. The Kadashim Kalim, the lighter type of sacrifices, which can be eaten in the whole city, can be eaten within the walls of Jerusalem. For instance, the Paschal Lamb, the Korban Pesach, could be eaten in the entire city of Jerusalem. The Gemara in Zvachim explains that it's the Machne Yisrael. Jerusalem is parallel to what we had in the desert with the Mishkan, the tabernacle. There was the tabernacle. That was the holiest place. Then there was the Machne Leviah, outside there, the Levitical camp. And then there was the Machne Yisrael, the Jewish camp. And even in the Jewish camp, it's a very holy kind of a place, not just like other places in the world. And therefore, that's what Jerusalem is. Jerusalem is the outer wall of a holy sanctuary. Now, what is a holy sanctuary? What is the Beis HaMikdash? It's Lifnei Hashem. It's the places in front of God. And Jerusalem is part of that. It's part of that being in front of God. For instance, the Mishnah talks about in the Mikdash, in the Holy Temple, they would shake the lulav for 7 days. In the Mikdash, in the Holy Temple, they would blow the shofar even if it was Shabbos. What is the Mikdash? The Rambam, against as opposed to the opinion of Rashi, but the Rambam believes that, you know what the Mikdash is? The holy sanctuary is Jerusalem. That they would blow the shofar in Jerusalem on Shabbos, and they would shake lulav for 7 days in Yerushalayim, in Jerusalem. The Kohen Gadol never leaves the temple. Well, sort of. He tries good, says the Rambam, for him to stay in Yerushalayim. Because if he's in Yerushalayim, he's still in the temple. He's still Lifnei Hashem. He's still in front of God. And in that sense, he's not leaving his post. He remains in Yerushalayim. So what is Yerushalayim? Yerushalayim is Lifnei Hashem. It's in front of God. But how do you have that spiritual experience in Yerushalayim? What makes it so holy? Is it simply the stones, the walls? What is it? The Rashbam, followed by the Tosfos in various places, say that you know what makes us Laman Yilmad Liyiras Hashem, you know what makes us fear God when we go to Yerushalayim? It's seeing the Kohanim doing their thing. It's seeing the Levites at their posts. It's seeing the Jews who are on Ma'amad, who are on rotation to pray with the sacrifices in Yerushalayim. Seeing them is very inspiring. Once heard from Rabbi Bienenfeld that it's the Anshe Yerushalayim, it's the people of Jerusalem. The people of Jerusalem, they are the ones who inspire. Because the Anshe Yerushalayim, we know, for instance, on Sukkos, they would hold their lulav all day. So holy were the people of Yerushalayim. The Gemara says that Yerushalayim is matzdik es yoshvav. It makes the people who live in it very holy. It's what's inspiring about Yerushalayim, what makes it be as if you're Lifnei Hashem and you're in front of God, is the inspiring people of Yerushalayim. Now we can understand a connection in our Parshas Pinchas. There it talks about Moshe is wondering, well, who's going to be the next leader? Yoshua it'll be, says God. Moshe takes his hands and he gives him smicha. He gives him the ordination to be the next leader of Israel. He gives him basically a bracha of sorts. Then what's next? We have the sacrifices, the daily sacrifices, the Shabbos sacrifice, the Rosh Chodesh sacrifice, the sacrifices of all the different holidays. What's the connection? What's the connection between Yoshua getting a bracha from Moshe and all the holidays? The answer is that on Shabbos, Rosh Chodesh, and the holidays, it's a time to get a bracha from your Rebbe. The Gemara in Rosh Hashanah and also in Sukkah says that Chayav Adam Lahak Bil Pnei Rabbo Bregel. You should go and greet your rabbi on the regel, on a holiday. As it says, Isha Shunamit, there was a woman who was a friend of Elisha, And her husband said, why are you going to Elisha, the prophet, today? It's Lo Chodesh v'Lo Shabbat. It's not Rosh Chodesh. It's not Shabbos. Why are you going? And it seems to imply that every Rosh Chodesh and every Shabbos, they would go visit Elisha. By extension, a person should visit their rabbi on a holiday. So too over here, the Torah is telling us that what is a holiday? What is Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh? And the holidays, it's a time like Yoshua to get something from your Rebbe. And that experience will help you, Pnei Shabbos Nekaba, to accept the holiness of that day. Now, why is it that you should see your rabbi on your holiday? Because Yerushalmi and Eruvin explains that Makabel Pnei Rabbo ki ilo Makabel Pnei Shechina. If you accept the face of the rabbi, if you go to see the rabbi, it's as if you saw the divine presence. That sometimes through individuals, hopefully, are inspiring, we can also have an inspiring experience, and that'll help us with our experience of feeling Lifnei Hashem, feeling in front of God on a Shabbos or a Rosh Chodesh or a holiday. That's what it does. The Torah Tamima says that in the days of the Beis HaMikdash, they would actually have a divine revelation directly. Today, we see a holy person. Hopefully, that helps us feel holy on the day. But it could be that even in the times of Beis HaMikdash, even in times of the Holy Temple, the Isha Shunamit, that woman went, as it was customary in those days, to go see the rabbi, go see the prophet on a holiday. Reb Tzadok says that when you want to try to Pnei Shabbos Nekaba, you want to try to accept the divine presence. So what do? You go and you try to see your rabbi. That's an inspiration to really have that extra kedusha. What does it mean to greet Shabbat, to greet the Shabbos bride? What does it mean? It means that on Shabbos we have an opportunity for greater holiness. And something to enhance that is to go to the rabbi. Maybe that'll help us, inspire us. Now, a person doesn't necessarily have to go to the rabbi. The truth is that our shuls are set up in such a way that you can see the rabbi. The Yerushalmi, Shkalim, also in Bikurim, mentions that the way shuls should be set up, Bitu acharei Moshe, you should look after Moshe. It was a good thing that Jews looked at Moshe. You want to see Moshe. And as a matter of fact, the Gemara Megillah says that how do you sit in a shul? Pneim klape ha'am, v'achoreim klape kodesh. He says the zakenim, the elders, should sit with their face toward the congregation. Yerushalmi seems to imply this is part of bitu acharei Moshe. This is part of looking at Moshe. It's good to see the rabbi. The reason the rabbi sits in the front is not for any kind of, who knows what kind of reason. It's so that people, when they come daily basis on Shabbos, they should see the rabbi. It's good to see a person, hopefully it's a holy person. It's codified in Shulchan Aruch, codified in the Rambam, that's how a shul is set up. So what is Yerushalayim? Yerushalayim is being in front of God. How do you feel in front of God? The Rashbam says by seeing the Kohanim. What is Shabbos? What is Yontif? What is Rosh Chodesh? It's a time to Pnei Shabbos Nekaba, to have extra holiness. How do you get that extra holiness? Hopefully by seeing those who are holy and being inspired by them. But the ultimate goal, as it says in this parsha, is not just Shabbos and Rosh Chodesh and the holidays, but ultimate goal is Tamid, that the daily offering, there's a daily inspiration, and that on a daily basis, a person could be inspired, a person could feel Lifnei Hashem as if he's living in front of God. That's the lesson of our parsha. You can get the bracha from the Rebbe, so to speak, on a daily basis. And if not, at least Shabbos, Chodesh, on a constant basis, a person can indeed be inspired and hopefully receive extra holiness. Every Shabbos, more holiness. Every Rosh Chodesh, more holiness. And hopefully, every day, more holiness. Thank you for joining us here at the Anshe Sfar Bethel Amith Congregation for our discussion of Parshat Pinchas. Join us each week for our discussion of various Parshiot, various discussions. Thank you so much, and thanks to Jason Lefkowitz for his technical assistance, always. Thank you.
This has been 10 Minutes for Torah with Rabbi Joel Finkelstein. To learn more, visit ASBEE.org.